Welcome to the latest Motley Fool Scoreboard. I'm Anand Chokkavelu. We've got longtime fools Tyler Crowe and Jason Hall giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 200 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's EMCOR, ticker symbol EME. We'll rate the strength of EMCOR's business first, including factors like industry and competition. 10's invincible, 1's hopeless. Both of you have 7s, Tyler.
Yeah, so it's a great business. It's relatively capital light. It has a path to growth via acquisition that can kind of offset the ups and downs of the construction industry, because this is a electrical and mechanical contractor. That said, I'm going to say there's a little bit of recency bias with anything that is in the construction industry these days, because AI infrastructure build out in North America has made a lot of these businesses look way better than they do on like 20-year horizons.
Yeah, I was tempted to not to lower the score because of that, but I think that would be unfair and unreasonable. And I also know it's just not as much fun when we always have the same score. But this is just a great company in a really good industry. It's cyclical. The tailwinds are very, very strong. The business model is really the key, though, because it does make it a little more resilient from those inevitable downturns when they will happen.
You guys are pretty much in agreement on the fundamentals, but you guys get some differences once we get to the expected returns and safety. Let's go to management. A 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson, and for those of you paying attention, yep, they have the same score at 9. What say you, Tyler?
Yeah, I think management has done a spectacular job of winning competitive bids, because it is a subcontractor most of the time to a general contractor who's going to do a data center or a semiconductor factory or something like that. So they're winning subcontractor bids, and it's also growing via acquisition. This is a very fragmented industry, so it's buying up small competitors along the way and doing so without deteriorating returns. That's like the kiss of death for most acquisitive companies. And I think good management incentives have aligned with investor outcomes.
Yeah, I think it goes further than just the aligned incentives, because you have to have the right people to execute an acquisition, like a bolt-on acquisition strategy. But when it's done well and you follow a disciplined playbook, it can create tremendous value, and we've seen that. Anthony Guzzi's been with the company for more than 2 decades. He's been the CEO since 2011. A massive amount of their expansion strategy has happened under his tenure. That says a tremendous amount about the value of this leadership team.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Both of you have 8s, Tyler.
Yeah, you could make the case for a 10 right now, but I gave it an 8 because its financial statements are like juiced, like 1990s baseball players, just like socking dingers out of the park here. Like AI infrastructure build out and like the growth that we have seen because of that has been incredible. It's been great for this business, and all the downstream effects to electrical, mechanical contractors, circuit breaker companies. It's lifting the whole tide of the construction industry.
Yeah, but the 8 that I gave it isn't just for now, though. Inevitably, the cycle is going to turn, and it's not going to be great. This is a business that its balance sheet and its operating books are built to be fine when we do go through those downturns. EMCOR is not going to be stuck with a bunch of utilized capital assets that it has to keep paying for, like a lot of other businesses in different parts of the construction industry are going to have to face with. That's just a business model difference, but also management has been disciplined to not try to get into other things that create that capital risk.
All right, Jason, let's move on to valuation. How well will EMCOR's stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
I mean, if you look at the stock really over the very long term, and even here more recently, you would think that my 10 to 15% expectation might be undercutting the expectation. But my safety score is a 5. Here's the bottom line. The next few years are going to be crazy good. The backlog continues to grow. But I think things might get interesting once the backlog stops growing at this bonkers rate we've seen over the past couple of years. And it's not outside the realm of possibility that on the backside of the next 5 years, the stock just doesn't do well, even though results continue to be really, really good. The market's always looking ahead, guys. And as soon as we see any weakness on like the expectations for future results based on deals that are coming in, then I think we could see some downside on the other side of this. Eventually, the market's exuberance is going to wane, and that's going to happen even before the business results get bad. So I think investors just have to really consider that over the next 5 years.
Yeah. I went with a higher return, 15 plus, but a lower safety score. I think there's a better chance of great returns, but higher variability in the chance of getting that. I think the next 2 to 3 years look incredible. I mean, you look at hyperscaler spending, it's over $500 billion for 2026 alone, and that's for AI infrastructure build out mostly. Probably 2027, 2028 are not going to look too dissimilar to this. But 4 to 5 years out is a long ways in AI terms, and we're not 100% certain that spending will continue to grow or hit an inflection point, that far out.
Thank you to both Tyler and to Jason. They've given EMCOR a strong overall score of 7.5 out of 10 with no toppits. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is A.O. Smith. Till then, Fool on.